Welcome to my final top 10 action figure countdown for 2025. This one, however, will focus purely on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. Just an FYI, I did not make any online purchases this year, so all of these are what I could personally grab from my local area. Starting this list off with number 10, I have Superman and Doomsday from Batman v Superman. I'm cheating a little bit with this one, but because they came as a 2-pack, I'm counting them as a single entry. Granted, everything BVS technically came out right at the end of 2024, but none of it started popping up in my area until the beginning of 2025. With that slight discrepancy though, I'm keeping those picks towards the bottom of the list. Sticking with BVS for number 9, I have the Armored Batman. This figure impressed me a lot with the overall detailing, paint quality, and cloth wired cape. This Batman is absolutely a clear representation of McFarlane's best work. When their DC license expires by the end of 2026, this Armored Batman will likely be amongst the best they've ever produced in the entire Multiverse line. Jumping movie universes for number 8, I have the Penguin from Batman Returns. This wave of figures was highly sought out for me, so you'll see more from it as we move through the countdown. While Penguin isn't exactly the most articulated figure of the bunch, it's still very accurate to Danny DeVito's interpretation of the character. Looks great on my shelf, and a worthy addition to my 90s Batman movie collection. Another figure that made the list purely based on accuracy to the film's interpretation is my number 7 pick, Ultraman from James Gunn's Superman. Much like Doomsday was in BVS, Ultraman isn't exactly comic accurate to the character's namesake, but the figure's representation of the film's version of the character is pretty much spot on and as accurate as it can get. It does look great alongside Superman and other characters of the more recently established movie universe. Back to the Batman Returns wave for number 6, I have the newest edition of Michael Keaton's Batman. The only reason it wasn't any higher on this list is because it does reuse a lot of parts to make the figure, and I do think that the cape should have been longer. However, I do prefer the return suit over the 1989 version, so it's good to add this one to my 90s Batman shelf. Now if only they'll do Kilmer's Panther suit and the ice suits from Batman and Robin. Starting off my top 5, I have John Cena as Peacemaker based on the HBO Max series. Oddly enough, I did not have a John Cena figure on my WWE list even though this was his retirement year, but here he is on my DC list. Although this is mostly a reissue from his previous movie-based figure, I thought that the improved head sculpts as well as the additional accessories made it worth adding Christopher Smith's alter ego to this top 10 list. Taking my number 4 spot is Superman himself from this year's film by James Gunn. This is the deluxe theatrical edition of the figure with a cloth wired cape and additional accessories, such as a crypto figure along with extra hands and face plates. While David Corenswet's suit in the movie isn't exactly my personal favorite version of the costume, the figure still does a pretty good job of capturing the essence of said costume. Taking my number 3 spot is the Batman Begins version of Christian Bale's Batsuit. Personally, while I did understand the efficiency reasons that led to the change of the suit in The Dark Knight, I did still like this suit better than the armor-plated version that came later. This is probably my overall second favorite Batsuit, only losing out to Ben Affleck's main gray and black suit in Batman v Superman. Taking the runner-up spot with number 2 is the Michelle Pfeiffer version of Catwoman from Batman Returns. When people ask me why I've liked McFarlane so much in their time with the DC license, I'm going to point to this figure. In fact, I'm going to point to the entire shelf this figure is a part of. When I was a kid playing with the 90s Kenner movie toys, this is pretty close to how I imagined them in my head at the time. If you can find her at retail, you should absolutely pick her up. Finally, in what should be a surprise to absolutely no one, taking my number 1 spot as the best DC Multiverse figure of 2025 is the Christopher Reeve Superman. Ever since McFarlane got the DC license, this was easily one of my most anticipated releases, while I have owned both the NECA and Mezco versions. This is most definitely my overall favorite Christopher Reeve Superman figure when it comes to getting the best bang for buck. Well, there you have it. My top 10 McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse action figures. It's kind of crazy to me that technically within the course of a single year, We got new figures representing 3 different actor eras of both Superman and Batman. So, do you agree with my list? Is there anything you would add in or take out? Let me know in the comments. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome to Civilian Collectibles. Hi, my name is Seville, and here I like to discuss my passion for action figures, as well as other collectibles, mostly inspired by my favorite movies, TV shows, video games, and wrestling. My ever-expanding collection features superheroes, sci-fi icons, and more, spanning a wide range of IPs, while most of my collection is based on live-action performers. I do occasionally sprinkle in characters from my favorite DC comic stories. If you're enjoying what you see so far, be sure to do all the things and come back for more. Thanks for all your support so far. It's really what keeps this channel going. Now, for a quick note before we finish up, I utilize an AI voice clone to help me deliver a clear and consistent experience, because of the speaking challenges that I face in my day-to-day life. Don't worry though, this really is my voice that you're hearing. While I absolutely do enjoy sharing my collection and enthusiasm with you all, it became clear to me that recording the speech needed to continue producing videos required more energy and focus than I was able to maintain, especially after an exhausting day as a sales professional. Due to speech impediments such as stuttering and dyslexia, the final product of my earlier videos only came after dozens and dozens of retakes, along with hours and hours of editing. Now that I can rely on my AI voice clone to handle much of that responsibility, I am able to provide a steady supply of engaging content for you, my valued audience. With all of that said, the last thing I want to do is give a quick shout out to the awesome people who helped make this channel possible. My Lionhead logo was created by Brian Leblanc Fantasy Art, and all of the music you have heard in this video was created by RJ Hughes. Check out their socials in the description to find more of their work. And if you want to see more from me, click on the next video you see on the screen now. I'll see you over there.